I'm Emily, and
I'm Amy Hall.
this is Amy. You're a flight nurse, correct?
Yes. From Medical City Children's Hospital.
From Medical City Children's Hospital.
I've been doing this 20 years.
Oh, wow. What made you want to get into nursing?
I was really sick as a child, and it was just something I'd always wanted to do to help other kids out. And I had friends too who had leukemia as a child. I took care of her when she was younger, and I never wanted to be anything else. I went to college for 4 years and became a nurse, and I've taken care of kids ever since. And my other training after that was I went directly into critical care. And I did a critical care internship program at Scott & White where I could try all types of critical care from preemies to adults. That's how I figured out what I wanted to do when they were starting the transport team here. And that's how I ended up being a transport nurse. And I wanted the autonomy of being a transport nurse. It's very different than working at the bedside. We do advanced skills and do things far more than a nurse does. We intubate, we put in umbilical lines, we do chest tubes. We pretty much do everything without a doctor standing over us saying what to do. So we make those decisions.
What has been your most interesting thing that you've done while becoming a flight nurse? Or, sorry, transport nurse.
Having the ability to, we attend deliveries, so we actually take the baby from them as they're delivering it and resuscitate the baby. And then seeing that baby grow up is, I actually sometimes run into some of my patients and see that they're now teenagers. You know, that's the most coolest aspect, I think, of it. Being able to sit in this office, like for instance on Thursday, they're planning a flight on our airplane we have also to Boston. So the fact that I can come to work and do my normal job and go to Boston and come back in one day, and that's my job. It's pretty cool.
How did you hear about becoming a flight or becoming a transport nurse?
It was just I was working in the pediatric intensive care unit here, and they were starting a team here to bring kids here, and it was just an opportunity that kind of fell in my lap basically. And that was how I started. Our original team was made up of 6 pediatric ICU nurses and 6 neonatal ICU nurses, so it was both. So it was very different.
When you went over to get the infants, did they recruit you for that, or was it a volunteer basis?
We work for HCA, is the company that this hospital is part of. HCA is a huge network of hospitals. They had like 5 or 6 that were underwater in New Orleans, and they were evacuating them all to Lafayette, which is they have a huge hospital at. And our pediatric transport team is one of the few that's within HCA, so they asked us, they gave us the opportunity to go. Yeah, when we got there, their neonatal ICU there was full, and basically we had an isolette and basically 2 monitors. We didn't even have 3 monitors. And we took these 3 babies, and one of them was on oxygen, one of them had bad reflux, like if you laid flat too long he would aspirate his food and stuff. And one of them would stop breathing every once in a while. But we basically just secured them so they were comfortable in this one little tight isolette and brought them here. The thing that was crazy about all of that is we never met the parents. We had no idea where the parents were. The parents didn't know where their babies were. And basically we just got them here to a safe location up in our nursery here. So they ended up bringing a total of 13 babies to this hospital from there. And it was quite interesting.
How many flights did you do from where Katrina was to here? Did you just keep going back and forth, or?
I only did the 1 fixed wing, but we had several people do 2 or 3 flights. We also had nurses that were, while they were at this hospital, were flying into New Orleans to pick up a baby. This one baby in particular, they loaded the baby up, they flew out of the hospital, and they were going to go to where the pilot knew that there was fuel, because they were running low on fuel. Well, where he landed to get fuel, the fuel depot had moved. It was, and so they were in a huge open field with bugs this big, they said, and the pilot had to go and find fuel to get them out of there. In the meantime, the baby lost its heart rate.
Oh no.
So they were doing CPR on the baby, trying to keep the baby alive, and the power on their equipment was dying, and it was just a very bad situation. And the thing that's kind of cool about all of this is they were able to get out of that. They ended up getting another ambulance to take them to the hospital, and the parents were happened to be at that particular hospital because they knew they were evacuating this baby, and the parents got to hold this baby for its last moments.
Oh.